Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on chess.com and I just got paired up playing a 5-0 game. So let's see what we get in this one. Alright, e4, e5. Maybe we could go for, Alright, let's go for Ruy Lopez. I was tempted to play d4 there as well. Knight f6, a6. Alright. Let's go for an exchange. In d3, I'm going to hold off a little bit on castles to avoid some line with bishop g4 and h5. So, looking at the c4 square for my knight, and I may want to remain flexible with my king. I may be going queenside. Knight c4, h3. Let's go with knight c4 first. Yeah. This is a useful square, e3. I may cash out, just take the bishop back, but they were really quick to castle kingside. Let's start with h3, just being a little bit flexible. I have to be concerned about the f4 square. Sensitive point in my position. So I guess knight c6 is right around the corner. You know what? Let's just go in this direction. If I go queenside, there's some tempo gaining moves against my c4 knight. So what I'm going to look to do is go for an f4 break. Let's start with this. Maybe I can't get that in so easily. Let's go with the knight h2. A little multi-purpose move here, h3. Flight square. A little pocket for my knight. And let's just make sure this knight doesn't kill me. Cover the d4 square. I'm fine with doubled pawns. This is their more valuable bishop. Let's get f4 in right now. Start to converge on some squares in the black position with my knight and bishop on the takes. Okay. Well, was not expecting that move. I want to be able to recapture on f4 with my bishop. A bit tricky to do. Alright, this is a little bit awkward. I think I have to go to a3. Let's see. Don't have much time. Yeah, I want to be able to take here because I'm sensing some pressure against d3 and I may need to babysit it with this rook. Well, no, I want to be able to defend it with my queen rook. I don't want to pull my rook off of the f-file. Oh, that's a strong move. Yeah, that's a really strong move. Okay, they're preparing to take my knight, and then if I took here, they'd take my knight and then recapture on c4 with the skewer. So I have a really, really bad structure right now. And I want my knight back in the ball game as soon as possible. It's not so easy to pull off. Have to be wary of bishop to c4. I guess we're just going to come back. Swiss cheese over here, holes everywhere. Okay, let's get my bishop developed. I know I'm dropping this pawn, but how valuable is he really? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting squashed here. So let's see. This knight isn't playing, but neither is my knight, so... Oh my goodness. Jeez. Okay. I guess here, they're playing very, very direct, very strong chess, aware of every little trick. Okay, I guess we'll go with queen to e2, I'm dropping this pawn now. Oof, tough one. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to back up. Even on time, but this is a way busted position. Yeah. Okay, let's try and get the knight back involved. Yeah, I don't have anything here. This is a flat-out goner. I'll just play it out a little bit more, I guess. He can fall at any moment. Not too much I can do about that. Okay, here. And there's knight takes f2, rook takes rook, knight takes h3. Or queen takes rook. Yeah, I should probably throw in the towel right around now, huh? It's just a bad game. Yep. Let's throw in the towel. Well, that was ugly and got broken down in the middle game big time. 26 mover. Okay, well, let's still go into the analysis because that's what we always do. Even though that was ugly, the good, the bad, the ugly, all shared. So in exchange, Ruy Lopez. They really got a timely b5 and c4 break-in that I really did not appreciate, let's just say. I mean, knight to h2, this is the start of, well, if I'm playing c3 here, it seems like there's some pretty direct play. c3, bishop back, and now this is a pretty serious move. b5 with c4, breaking down my light squares. This is what I mean, I need to take care over my light squares for sure. I'm without my light square bishop. But, yeah. I also, at the same time, have to be cautious of knight d4. So, I don't know. I would not have expected the position to crumble as much as it did with an f4 move, but the issue here is that on b5, if I go knight e3, there's takes, rook takes, knight here, and what am I doing about d3? I can't defend that. I want to be able to take with my bishop, but my knight is in the bishop's way when he's on e3. So it's just goes from bad to worse from this point on, kicking off with b5. Knight a3, c4 is just a strong move. Breaking down the light squares. And, yeah, you saw the domino effect of this move. c4, the problem is takes, is met with bishop takes knight, pawn takes bishop, and then a skewer. So, this is already lost. I know in the end I'm blundering a rook, but really the issue is as far back, I believe at least, as this move right here, f4. I wonder right around this point what I could have done better, because from this point on, after f4, b5, I think I'm in rough shape. c4 is just a good follow-up. So, I need to do something different right around here. Is this idea, knight h2, wrong altogether? I don't think so. Maybe at this point, I could be capturing the bishop, because what did I do? I played c3 first, and then the bishop was tucked away, and now on b5 I have nothing to take. So maybe at this point an adjustment could be for me to take the bishop out. I'll probably take with the queen, just to still keep some, keep the d-file open. And then maybe I could live, or at least try to live, with the knight on d4 for a bit. So this is maybe a better approach to capture the bishop before it goes to e7. Yeah. From there, it's just a bunch of dominoes falling. From here, I'm on my heels. Swiss, like a bunch of holes over here. And yeah, it's just broken down big time. I have to develop my bishop, and I'm dropping a2, and knight to b5 is good. Knight to everything is good from here. Yeah, but really, the issue is probably right around here. We'll check it out with the computer, of course, but maybe a bit too fast with playing c3 here. Got to take that bishop and then go with f4. Okay, well, let's confirm things with Stockfish and see what more we can take away from this. Okay, Stockfish, let's see how bad it really was. Going for an exchange, Ruy Lopez. Taking some care over the light squares with h3 coming up. And really the thing to question, there isn't too much to question in this one beyond this point right around here. I still think knight to h2 is all right. So I'm going to go with it. I want to see if this is still an okay plan to go with f4, or do I have to still pull it back a move. So knight c6, and then this is where I played c3. It's not a top move. It wants to go with a4, or knight takes d6 now. Okay. So with some time, it is suggesting the knight takes bishop. So let's see if c3 is just a game loser. Yeah, well, there is a shift there. It does like bishop to e7, and f4 is no good. It's suggesting rook to d1, but this is already awkward. No, I wouldn't want to do this, because this is what I'm shooting for. This is the way to get the rooks working. So if this isn't working, then something else needs to be adjusted. So let's just carry out this capture a little bit and see what the suggestion is here. Okay, one of them, it did pop up, I believe, for a moment to play b3, which has some idea of preventing c4. I think I do have to live with the knight on d4 for a bit. I can't be doing this. I think the pressure against d3, this is now a target, and the pressure against it would be too much. So b3, knight d4, the queen could go home, and now at least there isn't a quick c4. So we're seeing the point here with b3. This would be a desirable move to exchange off a not-so-healthy pawn for a perfectly healthy one. So I could follow up with knight takes bishop and then b3, and then still look for this f4 advance. And at least my light squares are not getting broken down so easily. But after c3, this is a pretty big shift. I mean, going from 0.2-ish to 0.6, maybe with some time it'll start to climb as well. Yeah, this is a problem, and I guess after f4 I'm losing. Not quite, but it does like b5 as the top move, picking my knight, and it's no fun from here. It suggests knight to e3, but there's big trouble with the knight on e3. E takes. It wants to go with knight to f5. The issue with rook takes is, in fact, knight to e5. And this is a vulnerable point. And who knows, maybe still c4 could come and the knight will drop into d3. Yeah. I played knight a3 and it's just gone. c4 is strong. Yeah. Nothing to do here. It is lost. Rook to d1, bishop takes, e takes, rook takes, queen e7. I played my rook back. Rook a to d8, top. Bishop e3, queen takes a. And I played queen c2, knight b4, strong move. And knight d3, strong move. I would have thought queen takes pawn here. I mean, you could do a bunch of different stuff, but I guess knight to d3 is even stronger. Queen e2, e takes is best instead of knight takes. And now queen takes pawn. Knight f3. And then rook f to e8, top move. Yeah. It's just gone from here. I thought knight takes f2, but yeah, you could pick your favorite way to finish me off from here. Knight takes f2, rook takes rook. There's at least knight takes pawn here, but you have your pick. You could grab the rook in the corner as well. Yep, it's just a bad game, nicely played by my opponent to break down the light squares. I didn't really see it coming, this b5. And yeah, I have to be on the lookout for this. Better idea is to grab that bishop right around this point. c3 is it's a disaster. Bishop here, and I can't get in the f4 break, and without f4, I'm just a sitting duck. It's one of those, what do you have to do? You have to sit and wait. There's no constructive plan, no way to expand and improve the quality of your pieces type position. That was a mouthful, but yeah, if I don't have the f4 break in, this is a nothing position for white. It's just no good. So I needed to take better care of this idea of b5 and c4 stuff, but that clearly did not happen. Taking here is much better with, let's say, b3, and then later shooting for f4. Okay, lesson learned. As usual, I hope you were able to take something away from my quick defeat, and as always, I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.